Shalom Machane Ramada Rome. My name is Devorah Lowenstein. I'm Rosh Yahadut, and I'm super excited to be here with you today to make Yaakov's red lentil soup. You may know the story of Jacob and Esau from the book of Genesis, chapter 25, and we're going to get started cooking, and then once things get cooking a little bit, we will talk more about the story. So the first thing we're going to do is saute some onions. And if you're going to be cooking with me, you probably want to stop the video right now and just cut up the onions, measure out all your spices, cut up the garlic so that you can do this along with me. So I'm going to start by sauteing the onions in some olive oil. You can use vegetable oil if that's what you have. And I'm going to put these on medium heat for about 3 minutes. Just going to give them a stir. And make sure you don't have any peels in there. Now, you might already know the story of Jacob and Esau, as I mentioned, from the book of Bereshit from Genesis. They were twins, and like some siblings you might know, they did not get along at all. In fact, before they were even born, they were already fighting. And they fought so much that their mother, Rebecca, actually had been praying to God to get pregnant. And she said, "What have you done to me? Why me?" And God said to her before they were born that there were 2 nations inside of her, and that the younger one would actually serve the older one. So that's interesting because before they were even born, we already know that things are not following the normal pattern of the Bible. The normal pattern is that the oldest son will inherit the birthright, the land, and the responsibility for the family. So when they were born, Esau was born first, Esau, and he came out and he was all red and hairy, and holding right on to his brother's ankle was Yaakov. And that's where he got his name from the word akev, ankle. We get the name Yaakov. So Yaakov and Esau could not have been more different. From the time that they were little until they became teenagers and young men, Yaakov always preferred to be inside. He preferred to do domestic chores with his mom. And Esau always preferred to be outside hunting with his dad. And for that reason, Isaac preferred Esau, and Rebecca preferred Yaakov. So let's go check on those onions. Onions are looking good. So I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the garlic and all of the spices. So we have a lot of spices here. We're going to show spices. We have coriander, cumin, turmeric, paprika, a little bit of cinnamon. I don't usually put in cinnamon, but I did this time. Salt and pepper. So we're going to go ahead. I've already measured out all those spices, and we're going to go ahead and put all those in with the onions and the garlic now. Give it a little stir. I just put in a little bit more oil because I hadn't measured it out the first time. But it already smells so good. You've probably had lentil soup before, but this particular combination of spices. It smells super good, and it will also keep it red. So as Jacob and Esau grew older, as I said, they were very different. So their father, Isaac, was getting older. And it happened one day that Esau went out hunting. And when he came back, we can imagine him after a long day of hunting. He is covered in dirt and sweat. He's been hauling around animal hides. He is so tired and exhausted. And he comes home into the kitchen and he smells this wonderful scent of Yaakov cooking lentils. And he says, "Give me some of those red lentils right now. I'm going to die." And Yaakov says, "Wow, that's pretty strong language." Yaakov is already thinking, I know what my mother told me long ago, that the birthright is actually going to be mine. Esau doesn't know that yet. So maybe this is an opportunity for me to get that birthright from him. So Yaakov says to Esau, "What will you give me for some lentils?" Esau says, "I'll give you anything. Just give me some of those lentils. I'm so hungry." And so Yaakov says, "Will you give me your birthright?" Esau says, "Yes, anything. I will give it to you." We're going to pause here. We're going to go ahead and add we're going to add the tomatoes and the chicken broth. So this is actually, I said chicken broth, it's actually vegetable broth. So I have a pan of diced tomatoes. You can use a big pan or a small pan, it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to add 7 cups of vegetable broth. So I'm just using consommé. I measured out 7 teaspoons. I'm gonna throw it in here along with 7 cups of boiling water. If you haven't boiled your water yet, it's no big deal at all. Trick in there. That was 4. And 7. So we have Esau, who is starving, and is willing to give his birthright for the lentil soup, and Yaakov, who's thinking, maybe this is my chance to get what I think that I deserve. I think that the Torah exists to teach us lessons. I think that what we're supposed to learn is how to act and how to treat other people. We see that Esau is very impulsive. And there might be parts of us that are impulsive at times. But I think that the Torah is giving us a pretty clear message that impulsivity is not the way to go. At my school, we talk a lot about habits of mind and controlling your impulsivity. You might talk about that also at your school. On the other hand, Yaakov is kind of sneaky and tricking his family. And while he feels justified in what he's doing, he ends up actually destroying his family. He has to leave, and he's away from his parents, he's away from his brother for decades. Now, the good news is that years and years later, Yaakov and Esau do meet again. They do reconcile. And I think that the Torah is telling us that even when we make mistakes, even if we act impulsively, even if we act a little bit tricky or we try to manipulate the situation, we can always make amends, and we can always make up with our family. So as soon as this broth and the tomatoes come back to a boil, I'm going to turn those all the way up to high. As soon as they come to a boil, you have two choices. You can either put the lentils right into the pot, or at this time, if you're making this for Shabbat, you might choose to put it in a slow cooker. You can cook it for 4 or 5 hours on high, or 8 to 10 hours on low, or you can just keep cooking it right on the stove, and it'll be ready in about an hour. Pause it. So as you enjoy your soup, I hope you remember that the Torah teaches us that even though we may act in ways that are less than ideal, we always have an opportunity to make amends and to have the kinds of relationships that we want to have with our families. I hope that you enjoy this lentil soup with your family, and I hope that you'll join me next week when we will be making Joseph's amazing Technicolor Dream Salad with silky avocado dressing.